Today on Wreath, we are making this chenille covered button wreath. Hey everybody, it's Teresa with WreathDixon.com for today's ornament of the day for our nostalgic Home for the Holidays tree. I've made this little tiny wreath. I think it is so cute. The problem with regular wreaths on a Christmas tree is that they're green and so are the trees, so you can't really see them. But wreaths are so charming and so traditional and so homespun. I really wanted to include it on my homespun Christmas tree, and I think I found a really adorable way to do it. This yarn is chenille, which brings to mind all of those old chenille bedspreads. And then of course the buttons. You couldn't get more homemade than a button. And so the combination of the two I think is so sweet. I kind of can't stop squeeing about it. I'm really in love with it. So let me show you how simple it is to make. To start with, you're gonna need something round for your wreath. I looked all over. I was looking at plastic toys and I was looking at styrofoam, and I actually just chose this because I liked the diameter. I liked, the scale of it, that it was a little bit wee. I liked that. And that it was only 49 cents. So that's really what did it for me, because styrofoam can get expensive. So 49 cents just could not be beat. The only thing this really needs for prep is that some of these grapevine wreaths have a lot of vines. You can still see a few in here. So I just pull those off so you have less to worry about covering up. This was just in the floral section of my craft store. Super easy to find. So now I'm going to wrap it, and I've got this gorgeous chenille yarn. This skein is kind of a mess because I've been using it so much. Looks like a nest now, but it's so soft and lovely and just really blends in to itself very well. So that's what I used, although of course, as ever, you can do anything you want with these. So we're going to start wrapping it, but since I can't fit that enormous skein through this little hole, I just made a little ball that could fit. And then I'm going to just start wrapping like so. Just wrap around over and over again. And I'm going to leave a tail. I'm going to leave myself a good long tail so that I have plenty of room as I keep going around and adding layers to tie that off at the end. Okay, so this will take you a little while, but this is a perfect sit in front of the TV and binge watch and make this little craft kind of afternoon, because you barely even have to look at it. You just have to go over and over and over, around and around and around. So I'm just gonna do that over and over and over as we go around and around. So it's really starting to take shape now. You can see I've got the grapevine wreath completely covered. Even all the little pokey out bits are covered. So you can stop as soon as it's covered, or you can keep on going, which is what I'm gonna do. But I wanted to show you, there's our little tail still hanging out there. And once you get to the end, you can just tie it off. Just a quick double knot, and it'll blend in beautifully to itself. That's one thing that's so great with this big fluffy yarn. And then just trim off the tails. Like I said, I'm gonna keep going around and around and around because I actually love it as puffy as it can get. I wrapped and wrapped and wrapped this little guy until it looks like a donut, and I think it's just really cute that way. This was one of those happy accidents that I love in crafting, because the grapevine wreath just had this one little section that refused to be covered, so I had to keep going around and around and around, and now it is big and puffy, and I love it. If you make a little yarn ball that's not big enough to finish this, you can just tie the two ends together, snip off the tails, and keep right on going, because that, like I keep saying, that knot will really blend in so you can't see it. In fact, I was trying to find my knot in this one, and I can't see where I ended. So there's proof that, yeah, anyway. great because you don't have to focus on working so perfectly neat. This will cover a lot of sins. Okay, so now we're gonna decorate. I've got my little hot glue gun here, and I've got this little ribbon bow I tied. I'm gonna put that right on the bottom. Now I'm gonna sort through here and pick out my 7 buttons. 7 buttons is what I happen to be using. It's the number I settled on liking, and it fits this size. So by all means, do it your own way. Don't be stuck to just what happened to be my taste. So I'm gonna put some hot glue directly on the button. Be very careful not to burn yourself. Don't be fooled by my asbestos fingers. I swear I could just sculpt with hot glue and I'd be fine. I have no feeling in my fingertips anymore. And so I'm just gonna keep on hot gluing. There I go. Hot gluing these buttons on until I get the look that I want. So we could stop here. You can always just hang this on your tree by putting a branch through the center of it. But I decided I did want a hanger after all. I wanted the whole wreath to be visible at once. So I threaded a needle here with my gold embroidery thread that I love to use for hanging these ornaments. And I'm gonna put it right through the center top here. I'm gonna grab like 3 or 4 strands of yarn and pull that through. And then I'm going to just loop the whole thing around my finger and tie it into a knot. There we go. And there is our sweet little ornament all ready to hang on our tree. I made a dozen of these, and I just sat in front of the TV and watched Westworld and like pushed that yarn through over and over again as I was wrapped on the television, obsessed with that show. And it went so fast. This is one of those projects that's fantastic to just work on in the evenings when you're watching TV and chilling out. It's so sweet how it all turns out with this yarn, and it's so soft. I just love it. I love having the different textures on the tree and what that brings to the overall look. And this is a great way to do it. So I hope that this was inspiring for you and that you'll give a try to do something handmade this year. If you have any questions, be sure and leave them in the comments so I can help you out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see this tree when it's completely finished and so gorgeous. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.